For more than an hour early Wednesday, the Senate Committee on Energy waited for Petroleum and Mining CS John Munyes, whom they wanted to answer audit queries touching on the running of Kenya Pipeline Company, only to be told that the CES was in an emergency meeting discussing the sudden resignation of the Kenya Pipeline Managing Director Joe Sang as investigations into irregular procurement, pilferage of public money and grand corruption are sanctioned. Joe Sang is said to have handed over his resignation letter at a board meeting Tuesday morning, noting that he will not be seeking a fresh term at the expiry of his tenure in March next year. But ghosts of what has befallen the pipeline company are not about to let him rest. Currently, the oil company is facing allegations of corrupt dealings in the awarding of a tender to build the A5 pipeline from Mombasa to Nairobi, where it is believed that about 1 billion shillings was lost in dubious ways, and an oil spillage scandal where 11.6 million litres of fuel were inexplicably lost and suspected stolen. The latest scandal at the Kenya Pipeline Company of about 2 billion shillings now has 3 committees of parliament, that is both at the National Assembly and at the Senate, promising to get to the bottom of it.
There's a lot of theft at the KPC.
There was an initial demand of $38 million on top of that by the contractor, where KPC has gone and paid an extra $14 million over and above the contract sum.
There was a repetitive variations which has been done over the years, particularly on the way the variations was done, and 5 of the variations were as a result of inability and technical evaluation done by the KPC.
11 oil marketing companies accusing the KPC of trying to transfer the cost of fictitious oil spillage appeared before the National Assembly Energy Committee and told the MPs they were unfairly charged and wanted a special audit, which they were granted despite differences on duration and timing of audit exercise.
We basically rejected their proposal to charge the stolen or lost product to the OMCs in totality.
Joe Sang is, however, a man and a sage, even in his retirement, as most of the ills being pointed at happened during his reign, including the procuring of Zakim International, a company that built the Mombasa-Nairobi pipeline, and their demand of over 20 billion shillings in extra compensation.
But it is rather unfortunate that one company, which when you look at the books, they seem to be making money, but there's a lot of other things which are not being controlled. So we just want everything to be clear.
Sang joins a list of managing directors who have left the company with scandals dogging them in the last 2 decades. They include his immediate predecessor, Charles Tunui, who left in 2015 after he was accused of fraud. Celeste Kilinda, who left in 2013 after he was accused of nepotism. George Okungu, who left in 2009, having been accused of fraud. Dr. Shem Ochodho, who left in 2005, facing fraud charges. Dr. Linus Cheruiyot, who served between 2001 and 2004, facing fraud charges. And Ezekiel Komen, who was also accused of fraud. Kennedy Mureithi, NTV at Parliament Buildings.